No plans, no script, no calendar ping. Just two geeky minds talking everything. Figs, show spoilers and scenes. From Jedi to Joes to mutant teens. They're alive when they lie, that's part of the charm. So grab your snacks and sound the alarm. If you're into toys or comic book feast, then drop on by for a little Geek Meet. Geek Meet, it's wild, it's weird. Talking plastic heroes and cartoons we've cleared. Geek Meet, so random, so fun. Join the stream, the show's just begun. Ryan and Jacob, you're in for a treat. Geek Meet, it's wild, it's weird. Talking plastic heroes and cartoons we've cleared. Geek Meet, so random, so fun. Join the stream, the show's just begun. Ryan and Jacob, you're in for a treat.
Ooh.
It's a bit different, isn't it? It's a bit different. It's a bit. All right. Hello. Hello.
Hello there.
This is Geek Meet. So, me and Ryan just geeking out, just going as it is. Right. Let's do it straight off the bat. This isn't Geek Week. Geek Week has officially been put to bed. Ash and Pete are off doing loads of wicked lives. Obviously, go and check out their channels and go and see the stuff that those guys are doing. But Geek Week just kind of dried up, you know, like Ryan obviously left us a while ago. We brought Pete on, and we just kind of got to a stalemate where we're all kind of going in different directions. So yeah, so go and check them out, go and see their videos. Both great guys. But me and Ryan have been friends for years and years, like
stupid amounts of years.
Friends since before live stream was a thing, like, you know. So and we quite often just geek out, just genuinely like friends do. So we were like, you know what, let's jump back on a stream and just do something together. As the intro said, there's no schedule though, is there?
Because I am notoriously random with my times of availability. And as Shelley has said straight in the comments, and let's face it, Ryan was always on holiday. You're not far wrong. Like, that's it. Me and Jake have really different lives, so we are not always free at the same time. So while this is coincidentally on the Geek Week old time slot tonight, that is purely down to, it was originally going to be go on Thursday, but then I read my calendar wrong, realized I was busy on Thursday, and actually tonight coincidentally was the first night that I was free. So that's why.
That's it. So what we're gonna. The whole concept of us as well is that what we've done previously on other shows is that it kind of becomes notoriously kind of difficult because something will drop and we'll really want to talk about it, and then we'll be waiting like 3 or 4 days, and then it will get to like your time slot or something like that. So we kind of came up between us with a concept of, you know what, if something happens that we want to talk about, we'll jump on and do a live and talk about it. And that live might be 30 minutes. It might be an hour. And
Geek Reactive.
Yes, very much. But yeah, so that's very much kind of what we're going to do. The other great thing as well is that we literally live a stone's throw from each other and have been like in-person friends before live stream and social media was kind of a really big thing. So we are together a lot as well. So we can do stuff in person when we feel like it.
Hence the little video intros is when you and I went with Steve Evans, when Steve Evans from Hasbro was over visiting. We took him with our good friend David the Dead, who will be on the show at some point. We will have guests randomly as well. We took him to Nerd Base in Battlesbridge, that, which is where a lot of the intro clips come from. And that's when I think we first started talking about, like, well, we should just do something at some point randomly, just here and there, do videos, and then. But this isn't actually so. I think a lot of people thought that I met Jake through the Geek Week, which isn't true. Like I said, we've been friends for like 15, 20 years now. I think I had hair. So I had a lot of hair when I first met Jake. In fact, Jake took me in as a wandering guy on the night out and let me sleep on his couch. We've been friends ever since. So I've known it. And then we actually have tried YouTube before I even had a channel. We did a thing.
You know what? It was actually before either of us had. So, like, what we did before predated like Jacob's Toys. Like, it was.
Oh god, yeah, it was, because I think we talked about when that show ended. I was like, oh, you should still do stuff, and maybe I'll do something at some point. And then
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah. We about 8 or 9 years ago
Not quite.
used to text via RAW. We still do.
Yeah,
Carrier pigeon.
that does help.
But yeah, we tried to do something before, and yeah, it didn't really work out. About 8 or 9 years ago, and it was us with our friend John, who we had on the Geek Week once. Again, John's another guy that he's local to us. He's good friends. He's got an amazing toy collection, which he has all got boxed at the moment, so we can't kind of get it on video, but an amazing toy collection. He's a big toy collector as well. And we got together with us and another guy, and we kind of did a kind of 4-piece, didn't we, for a while? And I mean, to show the age, it was back before you could edit on phones and edit. Like I used to have to edit
video camera type thing.
Yeah, we used to set the video camera up, and literally I'd sit and edit it on my computer to go out like the following week. So we never did any like breaking news or anything like that. It was but it was good fun.
We tried to do Avengers once, but we did it in your car, and it was really uncomfortable when we were sat in your car outside the Odeon trying to talk about the Avengers. I think Infinity War, I think it was.
It wasn't good. Should we have a look? Do you want to go back in time?
ATG, All Things Geek, I think was what our channel thing was called, wasn't it?
So this is a 2-minute clip, which is just I pulled it from the archives. It's just and it's scary because I've got a really black beard and you've got luscious locks of hair.
No.
But it was back when I pulled a couple of clips together, but my favorite clip I've left kind of in its entirety, because what we used to do is we used to kind of put the episodes together. We would talk about a toy, we'd talk about a comic book, we'd talk about a movie, and then we'd do kind of little like pieces here and there. Like I covered like an episode of Walking Dead, and you covered some Alien graphic novels, didn't you?
Oh, the books, yeah.
No, they were books, weren't they? But on this particular episode, John brought one of his original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics along. Do you remember?
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
No spoilers, but just watch what happens to John's prized possession. So here we go. Here's a little clip of ATG. This is me and Ryan before Geek Week, before Jacob's Toys, before Ryan Speaks Geek.
About basically everything ever made in the universe. He can find the truly bad in something wonderful. So we challenge him to rant for 2 solid minutes. Now, if John finishes his rant in less than 2 minutes, point to the team. If he does go 2 minutes or above, point to John. Well, let's get started.
Okay, so as you probably realised by now, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is something that's close to all of our hearts. And this week on our Comic of the Week, we've got a very exclusive look at one of John's comics, issue 5 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Thank you very much, Jake. This comic I purchased in 2008 from Midtown Comics in New York, the Big Apple, NYC. You get it, you get the picture. Okay. I have never removed it from its protective packaging. Never. It's even...
Although Ryan just did before we started filming.
What?
Sorry, John.
That's fine. It's fine.
So Ryan's redone it.
I wouldn't mind, but you've just been eating pizza, so you've got greasy fingers. You just opened it up.
Right.
Anyway, never mind. Anyway,
John has kept it in pristine condition.
Oh my god, I totally forgot I did that.
We look so young.
He was so angry. Yeah. He was so angry.
Like, to put it into perspective, we used to go on location and we'd film like at John's workplace, and we would film in people's houses and stuff. And one of the days, I remember that, I think it's the first episode, we all brought like loads of our collection and kind of set it all up as a display behind us, and then sat there. And then, but yeah, on this particular instance, like, we used to get like Domino's and eat it while we were talking about what the show was going to be and stuff. And John went to the toilet and Ryan got the comic book out. I'm still laughing now, and like read it and then put it back in and sealed it.
Oh, he didn't say it was like mint.
No.
Like it was.
No.
That's John's. That's on John. That is on John. Maybe.
Fair enough. John, if you're watching, that's definitely on you, mate.
I think he forgot about it. If we remind him about this now, he's going to kill me. We should
Oh,
probably
it's
say
so
hello
funny.
to people that are watching us.
It's so
'cause
funny.
I'm so out of practice with this, but we got Stuggs. Hey, Stuggs.
There you go. Yeah, but it was good. It was good fun. It was good fun. And we tried to do it years and years ago. That was like 2007, 2008. And yeah, and it never really took off because who was it you said about, somebody said about streaming Alex, there you go. Like, streams are only kicked off since the pandemic. It's true, you know, like live streaming and all the rest of it really did kind of go big during the pandemic, and this was obviously way before then. But yeah, so our kind of our wanting to geek out has been going for years and years now. So there we go. So there we go.
I'm doing mime responses to comments.
The funny thing is that Superboy t-shirt, I've still got that black t-shirt. I actually tried to dig it out to wear tonight.
Does it fit though? That's the actual question.
Yeah, it still fits. You know, whether I'd wear it, I don't know. Oh, Shelley, go on.
Unfortunately, that's actually trademarked to the Geek Week, so I'm not allowed to.
Just joking, Shelley. I could do it whenever I want. I'm a free bear, you know.
I love the fact that you go off camera. That cracks me up.
I have to. It sounds stupid. I have to move my mouth in such a weird way. Do you know what? That's not actually the first time I've heard that. When I was at that stage, when I didn't like, especially when I shave, and I had just like the weird little mop, I used to get Alan Carr quite a lot. But I'd like to say slightly less annoying, but I know that's not true, and I feel like I'm just opening myself.
I just want to really give like a shout out for.
Maybe that's why my hair fell out.
Maybe I want to give a shout out for the intros. Like, we actually had a pretty decent intro. Like, it was pretty good. We had like the Marvel themed one to start with, and then we had that comic book one where it turned us into comic. That was quite cool for the time.
I remember filming that though, and like my thing, I was like, I was just holding a stormtrooper head like I was some weird like nerd Shakespeare. So I didn't know what to do with it. So all I could think of was like it was a like freaking baseball, like, you know, like Pokemon balls, and like I choose you, stormtrooper.
The funny thing is, and we can say it now, like, I think the reason that show actually ended was that the fourth person that we had on, that will remain nameless, made like a really sexist comment about a TV show, and we just went, yeah, okay.
No,
we can't
it was it was borderline homophobic.
Was it? Oh, no, I knew it was something.
Yeah. In fact, I can actually tell you what it was, which we, to clarify, we didn't agree with, and also like I'm bi, so for clarity, so you know. But he said he was describing an episode of Supergirl, and he said that the character Alex, you know, she's chosen to be gay. And then went on a rant about like the fact that you choose to, and I was just like, oh, he doesn't know about me yet. No, this is going to be an awkward conversation with that guy.
We were just kind of like, oh, do we leave it rolling? And I don't think that episode ever went out. I think that's when we kind of quit it.
Cut that. And I also want to point out, he was only in it because he overheard you, me, and John talking about it, and then we were just too English and polite to not say don't, like we did. We meant the three of us. He was just at the cinema one night when we were doing it. And that's how that started. But yeah, so we had All Things Geek, ATG, and then obviously you and Ash started the Geek Week, and I think it was 6, 7, maybe a little bit longer weeks into it. That's when I came in as a guest, and I just started my YouTube channel.
I don't think it was as late as that, mate. I think it was earlier.
Yeah. I know that my guest spot then just became like an incredibly indefinite one.
It became a 3-piece thing, yeah, because The thing was is that we finished the Geek Week, and I went off and did Jacob's Toys and kind of took it that way, and then you started up Ryan Speaks Geek, and then I was talking
Finished
to
All
Ash.
Things Geek, you mean?
What?
You said when I finished Geek Week, you mean finished All Things Geek?
Oh, All Things Geek. Sorry, yeah. And then I was talking to Ash, and we were just like, should we do a live stream? And that's originally Geek Week wasn't live, was it? It was pre-recorded. We used to do it pre-recorded and then post it out. And then we just kind of went live because that was the kind of way things were going. So yeah, there we go. A little bit of a trip down memory lane there. A little bit of a trip. I just like how dark my beard was. I'm a little bit, and how short.
I'm sort of annoyed. I feel like I gave you like a hair transplant or something, because like your hair is still like it's got longer, and mine has completely disappeared. I know. I look like I'm from that. I'm like the music video from Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die. Like I'm gonna like. Like
you're suiting it though. You're suiting the shiny head. It's good.
Shucks.
It's good.
You.
Did you see Superman?
Yes, I saw Superman.
I know you saw Superman because we've already talked about it.
I know. I love the way we pretend that we don't talk all the time.
Yeah. Have you been to cinema? Yeah. We got to talk Superman because obviously Superman was a big thing that happened this week. Like, I've not seen. I don't know whether it's just the algorithms in my social media, but I haven't seen a lot of negativity about it. I've only seen like positive stuff. Like
the main negative stuff I've seen has actually been from like people I know. Funny enough.
Oh right.
And even still, like it's interesting because like there is the whole like Snyderverse versus Gunverse. I don't know if we're going to call it that. Just call it Gunverse for the moment.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, Gunverse. It sounds a bit like the Rick and Morty episode. But they basically did like, there's a lot of people talking one back from the other. But I kind of feel like it's comparing like apples and oranges because like they're both fruits, they're both comic book like movies, but like they're different things. It'd be like comparing All-Star Superman to Superman versus Aliens or Superman Kingdom Come, for example.
Yeah.
It's two really different versions of that character, and I personally think it's fine for both to exist. I really like Man of Steel. I love Man of Steel. Such a great film. But I really love this new Superman film because it's not Man of Steel. I didn't want Man of Steel again.
No.
Man of Steel 2 Electric Boogaloo.
You know what, for me, there was so many cool things about it, so many good things about it. Like I went early on the day that it came out. What was it, a Thursday or Friday? I went to one of the earlier showings because I was like, "This Superman, like this is my original, like the OG superhero for me. Like I have to see this immediately." And it was so many good things about it. But one of my favorite things, hands down, was the portrayal of Lex Luthor. I just thought it was easily one of the best, if not the best, and I'm a big fan of the originals, like the Christopher Reeves films, but I think it was possibly the best portrayal of Luthor I've seen because he genuinely, I don't want to say I kind of related to him, but I could feel his anguish, if that's the right word, like, and the frustration.
Ironically, it was a very human sort of reaction to Superman. Like, you're confronted with this being that can do everything and makes you look, feel, and everything inferior when you're like the smartest man on the planet and you can supposedly fix all these problems, and suddenly there's a being that can literally fix all the problems, not with his brain, but by lifting stuff and flying and fire out of his eyes and lasers, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I agree. I thought Nicholas Hoult just did like an amazing. I really wasn't a fan of Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor.
No.
No offense to the actor, just it didn't click with me. I liked Kevin Spacey's portrayal in Superman Returns, although obviously he's a bit problematic. Gene Hackman, obviously, Hackman is just untouchable. I still think my favorite though of all time is still the animated Lex Luthor from like the Timverse. In the the Superman cartoon and the Justice League cartoons, like Unlimited.
Okay.
But yeah, live action wise, he's my favorite. And again, the guy in Smallville, I thought he was brilliant. But Nicholas Hoult, live action wise, that's it. Thank you. He did a voice.
He did.
He did a voice.
He did. There were so many, like James Gunn's
on IMDb.
James Gunn's obviously got his little kind of like clique of people, like that you've seen pop up in different films, you know, like Yondu, Mantis, Rocket Raccoon, like all of those actors done voices, or obviously Bradley Cooper was Jor-El, and then the others were voices of the robots in the Fortress of Solitude. Yeah, it was just it was just a brilliant film. And there were so many bits in it that just got me as well. Like the whole speech about being human was just like breathtaking, you know?
Yes.
And for the first time, like to see Superman with flaws, like real flaws, if that makes sense. I don't know. I was scared. I was scared it was just going to be another kind of, because Superman's, you know, when you think about him on paper, he's untouchable. Do you know what I mean? He's just
he's a ridiculous hero.
Yeah,
in like on paper.
And you know, but he felt really vulnerable. You know, Stug. That's a great point, actually. All the other characters, all of the side characters, didn't feel like side characters. Like they all felt like they had their own narrative and their own reason for being there. And even Green Lantern like was fantastic.
Nathan Fillion, the man can do no wrong in my eyes. The daddy cop himself, like, that's a reference from The Rookie, by the way. Look the clips up. You won't regret it. It's a great song, but it will be in your head forever. But I thought he was brilliant. And the fact that he really fought to keep the bowl cut, I thought was amazing. He made a real effort to do that, the bowl cut, because they wanted to give him a new hairstyle. And he was like, no, give me my bowl cut.
What was the...
Maybe I should get a wig like that. Maybe that should be my thing.
Like a bowl cut.
Ryan speaks geek with the bowl cut and this beard.
Yeah. I mean, you put it off maybe. What was it Justice Gang?
Cutie on duty. Sorry, that's from the Daddy Cop thing.
Yeah. Was it Justice Gang? Was that the name that he gave?
The Justice Gang. We're not agreeing on that.
Yeah. It was just, but even like the I can't remember what they technically called it, but like the sub-universe, the place where Lex Luthor was keeping all these...
the pocket universe, pocket dimension thing. Yeah,
that's it. Was just a really cool concept, and I think if I'd read it ahead of time, because I really avoided all of the spoilers, like I saw no spoilers at all. So, you know, obviously spoiler alert if you've not seen it yet, but there's no reason why you shouldn't have. There were certain characters and stuff popping in and out that I had no idea. So every moment for me was like a massive pop. But I think if I'd read it on paper, I think I would have looked at it and gone, "Oh, this is potentially going to be rubbish." But it was brilliant. Like,
I know one or two comments like I'd seen online was about there was too many characters in it. But like I was fine with that because I already know who Superman is, and I feel like, you know, so Superman's already established. I feel like I'm glad they didn't do the origin story as well. By the way, that was something I was really glad. I was fine with the bit of text at the beginning. That's all I needed. You know, it's like when they do Batman at some point, I don't need another Batman origin. Like, there's only so many times I need to see dead parents in an alley and like a pearl slowly bouncing in the moonlight or whatever. But like, so they just jump straight in,
rolling
and also
down
like,
a drain.
Yeah, and Bruce going, "Sorrow, why?" But the that's from page to screen there for you all. But like, you know, I was fine with him introducing all those characters, because the other thing is the Justice Gang being a thing already. Like, they're sort of introducing a group of characters. I know that everyone wants them to build up to the Justice League, and I'm sure they will at some point. But you know, that was its own thing. The Justice Gang was a thing set in there. You got the Hall of Justice all set up and stuff. Like, it looked really cool. So I don't really have a problem with the whole like lots of characters coming in. But yeah, interesting. Compared to Guardians of the Galaxy soundtracks, did you all I'm guessing like the punk rock soundtrack for Superman? I did actually. Genuinely did.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what songs were in it though. Unlike Guardians, I left Guardians singing the songs, but with Superman, I was so in the film that the music complemented it, but I didn't kind of leave going, "That's my Superman song." Do you know what I mean?
It didn't feel like it was like the weird, not to sound too like sort of filmy, like oh la 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 la, but I do kind of feel like in Guardians of the Galaxy, one of the characters is the music, and In this one, it was actually the music was used in the scenes rather than it being like the big focal point. Except for like the last one, which was really good. But I just enjoyed it. I just had a good time. I laughed. I was a bit like a few times. You know, it took me on that sort of old school Superman journey. And the other thing is, it was really positive. I know it sounds really stupid to say, but like I liked how dark the Snyderverse stuff was. You know, and I did enjoy like the look of it and how dark and everything it was. And it wasn't just Batman going like, I'm in the shadows. It was also like Aquaman being like, the sea is dark. And Wonder Woman was like, my boyfriend died. You know, everyone was like, you know, everyone was like talking like that. And then it got to the Justice League, like, I don't understand who's talking to who. But like, you know, and I loved that. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved that. But it was, I kind of like want a comic book movie to sometimes, you know, I want dark movies, but I also want like light movies. And Superman feels like a hope character, you know, and like the Christopher Reeve ones I grew up with as a kid, and also Lois and Clark. I grew up watching that, like, and I absolutely, me and my sister loved Lois and Clark. The Adventures of Lois and Clark, you know, like I thought, what's his name?
Dean Cain.
Dean Cain, which is awesome name, by the way.
He's the most underrated Superman. Like when you look at them all on paper, he's the one that probably looks out of sync the most. But he's the one that people put at the bottom of the pecking order. But I think he was brilliant for what he was. Doug said, "Can we talk spoilers?" I think so. Like it's been out for a while, so yeah, knock yourself out.
Green light.
Have you watched the I can never say his name right, the newer one with Superman and Lois?
No, I haven't. I've seen like clips from it.
I can never pronounce his name right.
The CW one, basically, that sort of had its own spin-off. I haven't, but a lot of people have been telling me it's like one of the best Superman series for years.
It's really good.
I will watch it sometime, but I've just got such a long list of things to watch.
For me, Smallville was a massive one. Like I absolutely loved Smallville. I was kind of just at the age where I could watch it and kind of it took me back, but I was also kind of, I could talk about watching it at the age I was, kind of thing, and people didn't think I was off. And there was just something very cool about it being a Superman thing that didn't show Superman, but yet you had your Justice League, you had your other characters and this kind of stuff. And there were some really dark villains in it as well, which was quite cool. But
and let's not forget James Spader as Hawkman, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it was him.
Not James Spader, sorry. I go say James Spader. The guy who replaced James Spader in Stargate SG-1, who played Daniel, but he took James Spader's character, not James Spader.
You know what? How funny is that? I knew exactly who you meant. I was like, yeah it was.
Replacement James Spader.
But it was just, I don't know. This to me just felt like a comic book film, and it felt like I was watching the progression of something like Smallville. It felt like I was watching a Superman film, if that makes sense. It was bright, it was colorful, and it had the underpants. Like that to me was I was on board from that. But I just think, you know, love him or hate him, James,
you need is good underpants. That's what Jake needs to get outside.
Yeah, but love him or hate him, there's no denying that James Gunn is an artist of his craft. You know what I mean? He can do stuff with stuff that other people can't, and he's brought Superman back, shall we say? Because you know, the DC side of things had kind of caved in on itself a little bit because of the different directions and the different, you know, things that were going on. I watched Flash the other day again because I thought I'll give that another try, and I watched it. It's on Amazon Prime, I think it is, or Paramount Plus. And I didn't hate it.
It's all right.
It didn't leave me wanting more. Do you know what I mean? I was kind of like, oh, okay, it's just, you know, when you watch a television series and you kind of get that episode 4 and 5 where you're like, oh, they're not as good as the beginning was, but I have to watch them to get to the end of the series. And that's kind of where it felt like with the DC films, is everything was coming out, felt like an episode 4 or 5, whereas this new James Gunn version feels very much like a new chapter, a new, you know, direction.
Also had the hands in the things that like I was most enjoying in DC, which was Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad. Like my two favorite things that they, you know, had done. Like Peacemaker series I thought was brilliant, and also to take a character like Peacemaker and make him like really popular. I mean, you know, and the Suicide Squad was really funny. Idris Elba and John Cena as a double act
Yeah.
I didn't think I needed to see that, but apparently I did because it was awesome.
Have you seen their new film?
What new film?
Have you not seen their new film?
What?
Idris Elba and John Cena. It's a film
Oh,
on
the president one.
Yeah, Heads of State.
I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I have seen a trailer for it, but I haven't seen it yet. Good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm only halfway through it, but it's very, in a nutshell.
Oh, you're one of those part watchers. Ooh.
No, I fell asleep, but not because it wasn't good. It was really late. But John Cena is the president of the United States. He's an ex movie actor, like Hollywood actor, like action actor, and he's now the president. And Idris Elba is the very serious 8-time running prime minister. And there's a big terrorist thing going on. It's just very funny. But it's interesting you say that about James Gunn though, because he's kind of now, because of Guardians and because of Peacemaker and that, he's very good at taking these really obscure characters that people shouldn't love and turning them into something that people do love. And I think you hit the nail on the head there with why I was worried about Superman, because I was like, I know you can take somebody that people don't really care for and make them a household name, but can you take somebody that is instantly recognizable around the world? Like everybody, you show the Superman logo, 99.9% of people will be able to tell you what it is, even if they don't know anything about the character. So was he going to be able to take something that was that much of a recognizable property and do something great with it? And I think the answer is yes.
Agreed. I also I got to say, like, Stug's comment here about Supergirl was great, and looking forward to Supergirl Lobo. Me too. Great little cameo at the end. Just
brilliant introduction as well.
Yeah, exactly. Gives you already know what the tone of that film's going to be, and the fact you got Lobo in there, and you've got Jason Momoa as Lobo, who he always should have been. Don't get me wrong, he was great as Aquaman, but like he's going to be insanely good as Lobo.
Yeah, that's the character. That was the character he was made to play, like hands down. And I loved his portrayal of Aquaman. It's one of my favorite portrayals of Aquaman.
Hal Jordan to be Deadpool, maybe Momoa needed to be Aquaman to play Lobo, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, quite possibly. But I don't know. I just think it was a great intro to the new kind of DC extended universe. I think what a brilliant first step. And obviously, like you say, there are things that are carrying over. You've got things like Creature Commandos. Is that Creature Commandos? Is that the show?
Yeah, I don't know if it's aired in the UK yet, because I've been struggling to watch
it. On Sky Max.
On Sky Max?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I thought it was going to be on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, it's on Sky Max. It's really cool.
Check my subs. I do need to watch that. And Peacemaker Season 2, yes, absolutely cannot wait for this. Best intro to a TV series of all time, in my opinion. But one thing I do want to say about Superman before we jump ship of Superman is Mr. Terrific is a character that I just really didn't think would work in live action. Oh my God, he was amazing. And that we talk about musical sequences that you will remember. Nowhere in the Whale's Fun, or FUN, where it's called, like that whole scene with his T-spheres, I just absolutely loved that scene. I thought that was so good, and he was absolutely awesome. And I now really like Mr. Terrific, and I think I'm gonna get those figures. You know, the DC Direct ones, the Super Friends style figures.
Yeah.
Have you seen the what have I done? Have you seen the thing that they've done for? Let's see if I can. So, obviously, being someone who doesn't normally have control, how do I? Oh, present image file. I'm sitting there like reading from a book, like, you know.
He's trying. Obviously, Mr. Terrific was in Legends of Tomorrow. Did you see him? Did you watch him in Legends of Tomorrow?
Do you know, I don't know if I saw him in that.
Yeah, so he was in like the whole Arrowverse kind of thing. And I stopped
watching after a particular point.
Yeah, I think most people did. Ironically, when we did All Things Geek, we were talking about the Arrowverse. that's how long ago it was. It was the Arrowverse,
wasn't it?
This thing, that was coming out, and we were like, oh wow. And And I did a video as well on the rights of the Marvel universe and who owned what characters and stuff like that. It was quite interesting because now they all just belong to Disney.
Ta-da! I want this.
Oh, what's Ryan doing? No, that's very
Is
cool.
it?
It is very cool.
But also, look,
Yeah.
it comes with Gary.
Yeah, it is very cool.
I want it.
It is. Yeah, that is very cool. There'll be other places.
Does that go on the whole screen then? I don't really know what I'm doing with this stuff.
We saw it all. We saw it all. Everyone saw it. Everyone saw it.
Everyone
And
saw
your holiday pictures as well randomly pops up there. I mean, like that's you got to sort that tan line out.
I'm just one walking tan line. Look at me. Like it's just.
But no,
Although I think we're both fairly tan for nerds. I don't look it in this light though, because I don't have like the whole lighting thing you've got going on. I've just got my really bad halogen lights. Maybe I should go like Snyderverse.
There you go. I'm in the James Gunn universe. You're in the Snyderverse. Before we do move on from Superman though, while we're talking toys, have you seen all of the Superman figures that have kind of like the premium action figures that have been announced? So obviously you got your main runners like In Art and Hot Toys and that kind of stuff, and then your Beast Kingdoms and all the like there's a whole comparison of kind of head sculpts and everything. The Hot Toys one without a doubt will be joining my Reeves and my Cavill. Like I'm gonna have it without a doubt. But the In Art one,
where Dean came, that's what I want to know.
You know what? If they did one, I might see if I can customize one. I'll see if I can customize one.
I think we should get them to do Cocaine Bear as a Hot Toys. And then I can add the voice to it and be like,
Suitable for all ages, especially those willing to face the wrath of the Cocaine Bear.
I actually watched that quite recently. It was one of them films that I'd never seen it, and then I popped up and I was like, I'm gonna have to watch this. And it was actually all right. But back to the Superman toy. So there's loads out there, but the In Art one is kind of I don't know how familiar you are with In Art figures, but they're basically a step up from Hot Toys when it comes to price and stuff. So your Hot Toys
was like the thing.
Hot Toys are going to set you back around. The Superman one's going to be about 300. The In Art one is going to be about
dream code name, Chief. And guess what? You've just been told that an action figure that Jake has is going to cost you around £300. Codename Chief quits YouTube and never buys a figure again, thanks to Jake's endorsement. These will cost you about $7.99 each.
I tell you what, while we're on action figures and prices of action figures, I've got to just show you something that's right here, because I know I sent you a picture of this, but
I fell for this before, Jake. I'm not doing this again. This is what you banned the internet last time you tried this on me.
No, listen, we've gone out at 8 o'clock on the stream, so we need to keep it above, you know.
Keep it PJ.
Oh, Shelley said, tempted to get the Superman Hot Toy. There was a couple of places that if you got the pre-order in, they were lower priced, so should have jumped on that one. But yeah, I'm definitely getting the Superman one, especially after seeing it. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be one of them figures that kind of holds its place in its collection. But I need to show you something. So Fan Home, for anyone that's not, hey Jenko, anyone that's not familiar with Fan Home is a subscription service that you can build vehicles, play sets, figures. They've recently done the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord. And for the first time ever, instead of doing it as a subscription service, you could pay out like £1,200 and they sent you the whole thing in one go. However, I've been working with Fan Home for about a year and a half now on Optimus Prime. And they did an Optimus Prime build, which was insane. It was 115 issues. Each issue was about £11, I think. And you basically built this Optimus Prime. And I got issue 115 literally on Friday. So it is now complete. So I'm now going to show you a £1,300 Optimus Prime figure. Right, and I'm going to hope I don't.
I am expensive Prime. I cost you £1,300.
Look at this bad boy.
Holy crap! I'm huge.
It is massive. It is absolutely huge, and it is all like built and everything. And it comes with like a little controller and that. all lights up, look, but it's all like articulated and everything. It's an incredible figure, but it's so heavy, like absolutely.
Like you've got a child on your lap. You're like, come here, son.
Look, I'm risking it with one hand, but I'm going to do a full video on this so you can see it properly. But it is absolutely stunning. Like all the intricate.
Come around and play with that.
The intricate, yeah. I'm going to ignore that comment because no one touches it because it's so expensive. But it comes with blasters. It comes with a display stand. It comes with alternate heads. It comes with the sword. It's just incredible, absolutely incredible. But yeah, I was well chuffed to have kind of finished that.
Well, God dig the dang. Do you know what? I've got the full kit to do the Terminator one from Hachette. When they were, and I did about 5 issues, and I haven't actually built it yet because I haven't had time or space. But I have still got all the issues for it. I'll get around to building it at some point, and it's to make about the similar size, but an endoskeleton. Yes,
I am. That is a hashtag we do not want trending. that is a, you know, yeah. But it's just
I can still hashtag from prison. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, let Ryan touch it. But it's very cool. But I massively, and this is obviously a bit of a plug to Fan Home, but do check out their website because they've got so much on offer. It is a very expensive kind of way of building something. But if you think that kind of £1,300 spread out over kind of 2 years, it works out about £50 a month. So if you're spending that on stuff anyway, if it's a property that you're really, really passionate about, like I know a lot of people have kind of gone for the Megazord from Power Rangers, like our friend Lightning Collector, who does all Power Ranger stuff, obviously has got it. It makes absolute sense. It's not the kind of subscription service that you would just kind of jump on and do every single one that they release. But it's cool. And they do other things as well. They do like was the Star Wars helmets, was that Fan Home or was that Eagle Moss before?
No, that was Hachette. I've got the helmets. But the thing is, I think they bought stuff from Eagle Moss or Hachette, one of the two. Because there's definitely some things like the Star Trek ships I think they've started doing are the ones that Eagle Moss used to do, which were also known as Hero Collector.
Yeah.
I think. So I don't know. There's probably some crossover because Eagle Moss went out of business.
Yeah.
And then but other companies I seem to have been releasing stuff with the same molds and things.
Do you remember all the Marvel miniatures that I had in my old house? Yes.
In fact, actually, I remember your weird thing to say, considering the hashtags, but I remember your bathroom.
Yeah,
that you got all the old comics, and you used old comic book pages, and you pasted them onto the wall, and you made a comic book bathroom.
Yeah, basically the idea was that they would always have something to read. So but the real geek in me, what I did is I got reissues
in a bookmark onto the wall. I know where I am next time I come in.
I got reissues of some reprints, of some real key issues, and cut them up and stuck them on there. So if I ever got anyone that was a real geek sat down going, oh man, he's cut up whatever and stuck it on his wall. A couple of people commented on that, but I had all the miniatures from Eagle Moss across one of the walls. It looked awesome. I don't know why I chose to put them in the bathroom, but you know,
you also customized a load of them, if I remember correctly, as well. You made ones that didn't make.
I did. That was some of my very early customization.
Real friendship is remembering the important things.
Yes. I was most panicked when I had a barbecue once and I had like 30 people in my house, like kind of doing a, you know, like a round robin to my bathroom, and I was very stressed during that barbecue.
And you had 3 figures at the end of it, but
yeah, exactly.
It's like bullseye. You were just sitting there giving them out, going, no one leaves empty-handed. Don't worry, I've had a lovely time.
It's like a party bag. You can have a Hawkeye. You can have a. But then what they did is they started doing the DC ones, so then I had to collect the DC ones as well, and then I was kind of like, and it really messed my OCDs because the DC ones had a round base and the Marvel ones had a square base, and I didn't like the fact they didn't match.
I do have a couple of the special edition ones still from that, like Batman on the Bat Cycle, Batman on top of the bat symbol, and Superman holding up the globe. Yes, I have a few of the specials from that still, but I got rid of a lot of the mini ones. But except for the Question, I kept the Question because he's always been one of my favorite, and there's just not many good representations of the Question. So I like that.
I think we might see him in the Gunn universe. He seems like a James Gunn character.
Right. I always wanted to do a a TV series, right, called The Fedora Chronicles, and it was going to be The Question, The Crimson Avenger, and Green Hornet, because Green Hornet is now owned by DC, I believe. And I thought all three of them were like fedoras, a green one, a red one, and a blue one. And I thought it would have been a really cool detective series.
Yeah, that would have been good.
They were all three very different types of detective, but they all had that similar kind of like trench coats and stuff. And I thought that would be a really cool thing to do. And I was like, oh, that would have been good to do.
Yeah. Beth said, "Are you getting the mask toys, the new ones by Lower Subjects?"
I don't know. I've ummed, I've ahed, I've ooh-ooh-ooh-ahed, and then I'm gonna shine like a star. Sorry. I don't know. The problem is I only have like one or two original mask toys, like which are like from when I was a kid. They're in the lot, and I do love the line, but I've also just really got not much space. I'm actually I live in quite a small flat, and my wife is incredibly understanding and let me taking over like the spare room as my nerdatorium, which is great. But it's things like, shelves that are meant to be full of books are actually just full of like Star Wars figures and stuff. So I don't know, and I haven't even got my Transformers out, which is my other passion now. Even my Power Rangers. I've got one random robot shelf actually I can show. This is my random robot shelf in there.
Nice. That's Power Rangers, isn't it?
This thing. It's not Power Rangers. They're Supersonic Rangers. So they were knockoff Power Rangers as a kid, which is like, yeah. I think the only right way to read this is I read this as Bethany that's going, do it. Do it. Unlimited power. I don't know. What about you? You going to go for it?
I'm getting some of them. I can't remember which ones. Which see, I was going to say the same about Beth, that she had me pre-order them. No, she sent me a message because of the Rhino San Diego Comic-Con exclusive went up for pre-order. And one place had it incredibly cheap compared to everyone else. So yeah, I think we both put in a pre-order for that one. And then a couple of the others. Just I can't remember who it was that said it, so I can't give credit, but I did see somebody mention that basically these are, if you took the original figures and gave them like a 4K HD update, that's what these Lower Subject ones are. Like, they're not that different to the original, they're just better made. And I think that's why I've kind of jumped in on these pre-orders. But I don't know which ones.
I don't think I will. I think if you're getting them, I'll just live vicariously through you, and then come around and play with yours, because I'm allowed to come around and play with all your stuff, as established by the audience. The audience have confirmed this, and then in case you forgot, the inappropriate hashtag let Ryan play with it.
Let Ryan play with it. Hashtag let Ryan play with it.
Wanted in 3 counties.
I really hope that trends, because then you'll be like that CEO over the weekend. You just get instantly famous for all the wrong reasons.
Do you know what? That's, like, the internet could be a really dark place, but every now and again something comes along and you're just like, where to go, internet? Like, the memes I've seen of that have just been phenomenal. I've seen like He-Man and Skeletor. I've seen like Futurama and Simpsons. The Simpsons already parodied it. Simpsons did it. I've seen every possible conceivable like different pairs of characters in it. Like, it's just been wonderful.
It's just massive, isn't it? Like, every now and again, there's always something on the internet that's like the thing that everyone is talking about, and then that kind of dies out, and then there's a little bit of quiet, and then the next thing happens, and you never think I'm going to be the next like world famous internet meme. Like, that's like, can you imagine? No.
Yes, I've seen that one. That is so good.
Yeah, that is a good one.
It's not what you think.
But yeah,
I just think it's just brilliant. But it's just a wonderful thing where the internet comes together. But I've got to admit, like, I really don't like cheating. I don't understand why people cheat, because like, if you just don't want to be with someone, don't be with someone anymore. Like, just.
And also, there's cheating, and then there's taking them to like an exclusive Coldplay concert.
The dumbest place ever. Going like, I think he was going for like, hey, you know what's really clever? I'm gonna hide in plain sight. I just hope they don't have some kind of giant jumbotron. That would be really awkward. But just in case they do, I'm gonna stand behind you. And oh wait, no, I'm hugging you. Oh look, there's a giant camera. Oh my God, we're on camera. And then
It's the fact that Chris Marty even called him out. Yeah.
But it was a private moment.
Oh, the comebacks and everything. But no, you know what? Whenever things like this happen, the first thing that the first thing that comes to me was that like there was 30,000 people there, and out of the 30,000 people, you were the one that's picked. I just think, man, if I knew that if I was that lucky with odds, I'd want to win the lottery or something. Like
he needs to win the lottery. He's gonna have to pay his wife a lot of like divorce settlements. So,
no
so maybe he should have bought a lottery ticket after that.
Yeah, there's no getting away from it. But it just always makes me excited when this happens because I'm like, oh, what's the next thing going to be?
Yeah.
What's the next
Tune
one?
in. You never know. Well, hopefully
Let Ryan touch it.
Let Ryan play with it. Yeah. Oh no, local YouTuber banned for life after
That's it.
people hashtag it.
On the thing of memes and obviously stuff like Fantastic Four's ramping up now as well because that comes out next week. It's in like
I think I've
days.
seen more memes about like, you know, if there's a new movie, like, oh, so Pedro Pascal's playing them. It's like, you know, it's a movie about like seahorses, and they're like, oh yes, cast Pedro Pascal. It's a rom-com, but you know, they're all blue aliens. Pedro Pascal. And then which I thought was really funny. And then I watched Wild Robot for the first time on yesterday, and which was a wonderful film, beautiful film, animated film. I was trying to work out what the voice of the fox was, and then when I went online, it was Pedro Pascal. Like, damn it, it's real.
Yeah.
But he's fantastic, no pun intended. So, I think it's going to be great fun.
Just quickly going back to Mars, the Law Subjects have literally posted in the last couple of minutes. It's just popped up saying that the pre-orders are disappearing fast. So not to be dramatic, but the pre-order is almost gone. So if you are thinking about it, jump on it.
Yes, I have seen this. There was a big post about the Fantastic Four skins coming to Fortnite.
How have I missed this?
I don't know, because it's been one of the funniest things. I don't even play Fortnite, but the fact that I saw
the hashtag they used.
I don't know if it's the hashtag they used, but they definitely did say the Fantastic Four skins are going to be on Fortnite coming soon or whatever. And it was just like, why didn't they say outfits or like, even if they said Fantastic Four character skins, maybe that would have been better.
Yeah.
Just or movie or just anything else, but just exactly what that says.
Any word in between those two words would have.
They could have gone Fantastic Four falafel skins, like coming, you know. It's clobbering. No way, that probably wouldn't help with that. But that might just make it worse, actually.
The reason I brought Fantastic Four up though is because interestingly, they're not doing an origin story either, and you've got Superman and Fantastic Four, and the difference is Superman. Obviously, we've seen that origin story a number of times on screen. Fantastic Four, we've seen it twice already. So these are two big properties that are coming in without doing an origin story. So I wonder whether that's kind of just going to be the way forward now.
I'm fine with that. I don't need to see origin stories all the time, because the problem is origin stories, they take up like half the movie just doing the bit where they're normal before and then something happens to them. I feel like it's that American comedian who does that great thing about Tom Cruise, where he's like, Tom Cruise, he's a cocktail maker. He's a pretty good cocktail maker until he has a crisis of confidence and meets a beautiful woman. And then he becomes the greatest cocktail maker again in the world. And then it's like, Tom Cruise, he's a fighter pilot. He's a pretty good fighter pilot until he has a crisis of confidence. And then he meets a beautiful woman who restores. It's like, you see a pattern here. And it's a bit like with the origin stories. You kind of get to a point where you just like, I just don't need to see more. I've seen this, right? Because if you are a Marvel Legends collector, I know you've probably got the HasLab Galactus, right? But the one that's the giant head of the popcorn bucket, I think that would look awesome behind Marvel Legends figures. I might even try and get one to go behind my Marvel Legends retro collection Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Because like scale-wise, that will look so cool.
Yeah. Well, Jenko just said about the Hot Toys. So Hot Toys have obviously announced their lineup of Fantastic Four figures. So they've done the Fantastic Four, but they've also done a Galactus, which essentially I think it's like 2 inches smaller than the HasLab, but obviously hyper detailed.
Yeah.
which looks incredible. But then there's a really nice touch with it as well, is it also comes with like nano figures of the Fantastic Four that you like clip on in different places, which just looks brilliant.
A bit like
the
what
price
they
is-
did with the HasLab Unicron.
Yes, yeah, very similar. But obviously just to kind of Hot Toys scale. But I don't know. I'm excited for Fantastic Four. Definitely excited for it. I think the shift for me is, you mentioned Marvel Legends. Like, obviously, I don't really collect Marvel Legends anymore. Like, I don't really touch them as much as I used to. Let Ryan touch it. Hashtag. But I kind of came away from them. And there's a lot of hype at the moment because the Fantastic Four figures came out by Marvel Legends. Obviously, everyone got them. They, were showing pictures and stuff, and they look like decent enough figures for Marvel Legends. But then there's a lot of people selling them on already. And I think because of that, it's kind of taken away a little bit of the hype for certain movies for me. Because with Marvel Legends, they tend to kind of drop, and then you kind of have that little bit of anticipation ahead of the movie. But without having the Fantastic Four figures, it's kind of, the film's kind of snuck up on me, if that makes sense.
Yes, but I think I'm just a bit bored of like having things way in advance. Like, I just miss the old times where I go see a film and then I can go to the shot at the end and go like, yeah, I can go and see, like, buy the thing I've just seen in there. Because half the time now, things aren't in the shops anymore by the time the film comes out, because it's already been out for 2 months and people either don't care or it's gone or whatever. So, that always sort of sucks, like, in my opinion. But like the Jurassic World stuff, like that was pretty much in time with the movie coming out, Jurassic World Rebirth. So, which is how it should be, because you should go see the film and then go, I loved that film, I'm going to go buy the toy.
Yeah, 100%. Just seeing what loads of people just commented at the same time. So Jenko's saying they pretty much know what the story's going to be. Miss going to the cinema and not know anything about it. Agree. The Galactus figure's not as expensive considering its size. It's not, but if you're collecting Marvel Legends at like £25 a pop, it is quite expensive. Like the HasLabs are quite expensive in that respect. But yeah. It is what it is. Speaking of Marvel Legends, though, I've got to talk about it because I didn't talk about it on Geek Week. But did you see about Ryan Ting being let go?
Yeah, so that was like a bit of I think I was a surprise to everyone who worked at Hasbro as well. Weirdly, judging
there
by
were a lot
people's
of comments. Yeah.
And we've spoken to Ryan before. Ryan's a genuinely lovely bloke. I'm not talking in the third person. I'm talking about Ryan Ting, by the way.
Interestingly enough, he's still at San Diego Comic-Con. He's still doing panels and stuff, but just obviously not representing Hasbro, which is really cool. And I'm sure somebody is going to snap him up very quickly, because obviously he was a driving force behind it. But I just found it really odd that I know that Hasbro have been making lots of kind of cuts, and they've stripped back and stuff like that. But it seemed really bizarre to kind of cut somebody from such a customer facing role without any.
So well known as well.
Yeah, like people think of Marvel Legends and they think of Ryan, Dan, and Dwight, who do all the live streams, and I've interviewed each one of them at MCM. We've had them on shows and stuff, and yeah, it just kind of really came out of nowhere. So I don't really know how I feel about that, but it definitely left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth for Marvel Legends, if that makes sense.
I think, I agree. It's like sort of getting weirdly like one of the founding fathers, although he wasn't, obviously. But you said he's very synonymous with it, very customer-facing, and also I think willing to have conversations with fans, a bit like how Steve does with Star Wars, things like that.
Alex said there about a dip. The thing to remember is that the three people that you're seeing are marketing people. Dwight was design, but Dan and Ryan were both marketing. So the quality and the creativity behind character choices and stuff shouldn't change, because a lot of the same people are still in place. Ryan was very much at the front, but obviously they did talk a lot about what characters they wanted and fan favorites and stuff. And Yeah, I was just really surprised. I was just really, really shocked. I think that we're far enough away from the pandemic now for people to kind of forget about the pandemic in a lot of respects. And hands down, as a big collector of Marvel Legends pre-pandemic and throughout the pandemic, it was those three that kept the brand alive. There was no two ways about it. What they did with the live streams and the kind of going live and putting all that stuff out, and that's why I found it really odd, because I was like, you know what, the brand is where it is today because of what happened in that COVID time, and I found it really odd that somebody so forward facing was kind of dropped, and there was no
the fact it's a shock from everyone else who seemed like all the other guys in Hasbro, like you said, have been commenting underneath, and they all seem to be just shocked. It wasn't even like, you know, it seemed like it was potentially expected or anything, but I think someone will snap Ryan up, or to be honest, I feel like he's got enough following, he could maybe do something more independent now. But yeah, we shall see. But sorry, just Doug just made that point about like the Minecraft figures, like absolutely, yeah. I remember that people were absolutely lapping them up before the movie came out because everyone was excited to get a 3 3/4 inch Jack Black, which, you know, why wouldn't they? But yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, but then interestingly enough, those figures are now like scattered all over the shelves. Like the ones that are still in stock, like they'll go in the bargain bin soon.
At some point. That is a dilemma. I'd go with the Lego because Lego's awesome. I'm a big Lego man. We both are. So
you know what? I would never go for a HasLab outside of the campaign, personally, unless it was lower priced than what the campaign was, and therefore you're getting it on the secondary market at steal. Most people will buy more than one. Well, I say most people. There are a lot of people out there that buy more than one HasLab to sell the second one for profit, and therefore the price is a lot more than what you would have paid if you had just backed it at the beginning.
yeah.
The Lego, however, that Avengers Tower will be retired at some point, and then the price will go up. So I would pick that up while you can. And it's just
and
awesome.
You'll be forced to get one off AliExpress by a company that's calling it, you know, Flego. I got some fake Lego Star Wars figures from Greece once, and they were called Star Wabs, and it was the greatest thing ever. Star Wabs, and actually, I've even got one to hand. It's not Star Wabs. This is a different one. This is Gin Run, but it's Admiral Akbar, but with lightsabers.
Oh right, yeah, I remember that. I remember that scene.
So, just got that. You know, it's a trap.
I love the fact that
General Kenobi.
I really love the fact that they've gone through the effort of creating a digital render of that Lego figure in an action pose. Like, it's not like they've even just got a picture of him on the front. Like, somebody's been paid to do that on on
someone made this.
Yeah. Interesting choice of color as well. Coloured lightsaber.
Someone went at the end of the day and went, do you know what? I've done all good work today. The people will thank me. And Star Wabs may continue.
Star Wabs is a brand that's not going anywhere. Shelley said there, Galactus is on Amazon for £695, which, the thing about Amazon as well is that you could be an individual person selling on Amazon. So that's, that isn't necessarily Amazon stock. But interestingly, Amazon had Galactus on Amazon. Amazon had Galactus. We're talking a year and a half ago, like shortly after the campaign finished. Galactus came on for sale, and it's still available on there now. So go for the Lego. Go for the Lego.
You want to go for the Lego?
Shelley said UK retail, especially Smiths, out their game.
Totally agree. I know it's a toy shop, but like I see probably just as many adults in there, and I kind of feel like they're missing out on money, which is what stores like to get, by not having some of the stock. So the Star Wars section in Smiths in Chelmsford, where we are, is appalling. There's 6 figures on there, and it's 2 Black Series and one that's Jar Jar click and play or something. I don't know, something terrifying.
Yeah, Smiths isn't Smith. It's not very good. There isn't really that many good UK retailer, like brick and mortar retailers. It's the independents that keep these things alive. Because even things like the Jada Toys Street Fighter figures, like you look at those in places like Smiths, and they kind of appear on the website, then they're in the store for like 5 minutes, and then they're gone. And it's kind of like there's a huge adult market, excuse me, that would come into your store to buy these, and you haven't got them available.
Well, we never got the Jack's Pacific Sega figures either, like the Streets of Rage and Battletoads, I think it was, and stuff like that. You know, but we got all the Sonic stuff. That's cool. But I wanted all the other ones that they did, which look awesome. I want a Streets of Rage figure.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. Alex has said Star Wabs, I'm sold. Are you sold on Star Wabs, or are you sold on the idea of getting a tower because of Star Wabs? Like, you need to clarify, Alex. I'm
or
not sure.
You're getting a Star Wabs tower. Exclusively available from China.
Avenger Wabs.
Once you buy it from China.
Wow, how
Avengers.
There's more letters that they could have used, like they're like just changing a P to a B. They've literally
It's incredible.
How did they come up with Star Wabs? That's
because they used all their budget coming up with like this picture, and they were like, "Well, spell checker costs a lot of money, so we'll just focus the money on the design of the packaging."
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've never even built this thing. I'm going to build it now.
You haven't what?
I've not even built this yet.
Nice. Alex has said here as well. He said, "I'm getting the tower. I don't want no Wabs toys." You wait, Alex. He's building it now, mate. You might be like, "I want some of them Wabs."
I don't want no Wabs. A Wab is a man that can't get no bricks from me.
Alex is
actually it's not even Adam Reichbar. Apparently, it's Clone Trooper. There's a trading card in here that said it's Clone Trooper LTM Star Wars, and it's just got 1212 written down in stat. And
Can you please explain to me the intricacy and detailing of that trading card game?
So
what the numbers mean, and
it's got 1, then there's a 2, then there's another 1, and then what I didn't expect, they've gone for another 2. But in the bio section, they've just put the Empire logo, even though he's a clone trooper and is actually Admiral Akbar. Oh, I've just realised I got a second trading card, and it's Yoda.
Amazing.
So, So let's build this mother flipper, and let's just see actually if Alex is wrong in this.
Your wife, because obviously she's very heavily involved in languages and stuff, would probably appreciate the reference, but that's basically someone's just been given a load of Star Wars stuff and gone, "Can you just make this look Star Warsy, please? Because this is the font that we've got. These are the logos. These are some of the names. Can you make it look Star Warsy for me? And then we'll take it from there." And he's just done it.
Jow, do a Star Wars. Did he say Star Wars or Star Wars? Yes. And then he's like, okay. And then they built it, and then. I mean, to be fair, it's clicking together very nice. It's got an interesting texture to it. It's kind of like they've used a different kind of plastic to Lego. It's almost like Lego's more expensive. But
you sure it's not laced with some kind of drug?
No.
I think it might be. Cocaine bears coming out for real.
I'm having a great time building stuff.
Spug said there as well, like Hasbro G.I. Joe line. That's another one that we don't see in the UK like stores. Like they do an incredible G.I. Joe line, and it works across the board with so many different things as well. Like I was even thinking of getting some G.I. Joe figures to put with this Transformer, because obviously it's this Optimus that I've built is based on the movies. So a couple of the G.I. Joe figures would kind of be in scale with him, but you just don't get them in brick and mortar stores, which is a real shame. Mate.
That's I mean, his neck doesn't actually fit all the way down. I don't know if you can see that. Like the head doesn't actually fit on.
Has he got 2 lightsabers?
No, annoyingly, I've been shortchanged. He's only got 1, and it's just the whole thing is solid gold.
That's false advertising. You want to write to
Well,
Starwebs?
Because now it's going to be a pimp stick rather than a lightsaber.
I wonder if Starwebs have a similar customer service, like with Lego. If you're sent the wrong pieces or you're missing stuff, you contact them and they'll send stuff out for you to kind of complete your set. I wonder if you write to Starwebs whether they'll send you a like Darth Vader helmet or something.
This is just incredible. I mean, like, hurting on the rich. It's a trap. This is
the Lego verse of the Spaceballs universe.
Oh my, yeah. Do you know what? This is it's return of the merchandising. It will be back soon. Or we are getting a Spaceballs 2. Maybe I should send this in to be used as a prop for Spaceballs 2 as part of the merchandising.
Are they actually doing it?
Oh yeah, Spaceballs 2 is happening, man.
Is it really? Oh no, I knew that. I knew that because his son's in it, isn't he? And he's got an equally. Oh, what's his son's name?
I can't remember, but because Josh Gad did and like made a thing about reference about maybe working on the sequel at some point, and everyone was like, "That'd be cool," but I don't think it's going to happen. And then there's actually like a fake, like they did a trailer type thing or like a parody sort of teaser for it, which was just awesome. So we are getting Spaceballs 2. Speaking
of parodies, teasers and stuff, did you see the Mortal Kombat teaser this week? Did you see it?
Yeah, I wasn't sure about Carla, but as Johnny Cage, but like, I'm sold.
Yeah,
I'm sold.
It's just like I wanted to see that movie. I was kind of like, I want to see that Johnny Cage movie. That's
and Uncaged, and was it No Time to Cage or like Caging Fury? He had like about 6 different films. It was like,
yeah,
it reminded me a bit of in Tropic Thunder, where it was like Scorcher 2. The world called on him again and then again. But yeah, it was just so good. I can't wait for that movie. The first one was awesome. And even in they've done a full trailer now, and you hear the amazing line of "Get over here and finish him." Yay!
It just looks really good. It looks really good. No, not Bill Pullman's son. The character that he plays, it's his character's got a son. What's the name of the character?
I can't remember that. It's been so long. I need to rewatch Spaceballs because I've watched clips of it like online. Like I haven't watched it like from start to finish since I was probably about like 16, and had hair. I'm still upset about the hair.
I can't remember. I can't remember what his name is.
And if Jake does remember what the name is, if Jake doesn't remember what the name is in the next 5 seconds, I get to come around and play Optimus Prime.
I'm gonna Google. Wait. It's something Star, Lone Star or something.
Too late now. I did that 5 seconds. I gave you everything.
No one even helped me. I'm so.
It should be. It should absolutely be. Senior Wabs.
I can't believe no one actually helped me. I can't remember for the life of me what he's called, but the character has got he's got a son. Yeah, and it's I don't know. But I don't know if they could do it without like Rick Moranis.
No, he's back.
Is he?
He's coming out of retirement to do it.
No way.
Because the only other acting he's done has been for a Mint mobile commercial for Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he's done in years, other than voicing the moose in Brother Bear, I think. But like, yeah, he's coming back apparently to do it. So
that's incredible. That is
incredible.
Spaceballs for me was like up there with Star Wars. That's why I'm so frustrated. I can't remember the name, but like I kind of watched them side by side. Disappointed he didn't come back to
Spaceballs 2, a new Naked Gun film. It's all what a crazy time to be alive.
How are you feeling about that?
I reserve judgment to watch it because I feel like the only person I would like give a go at doing it is yeah. I was so on the trailer, and then that last bit with the whole thing with the kneeling in front of the cops, like the pictures of their dads, and it gets to the O.J. Simpson one, and the guy next to the camera, he's like, like I don't think it's going to be like incredible, but I still think it's going to be pretty funny and a good like watch. And that's the thing. The Naked Gun films, don't get me wrong, I love like the Naked Gun trilogy and the Files from Police Squad series. Like they're brilliant, but there's a lot of dud moments in those as well where I don't laugh. So I'm sort of as long as there's enough good like proper belly laughs for me, like it will balance out the scale.
I went back and watched them recently, and they're not as funny as I remember. Like, I remember them being hilariously funny, and the
world's a different place, Jake. They're not making Carry On films or Police Academy anymore either. So what does that tell you? Shalom.
The world changed. The world has changed.
I'm going to use this time to do a shameless plug, if that's okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
I would like to bring you all, your attention all, to a Kickstarter that is not mine, and it's not Jake's. It's just a random friend of mine who's come up with a really cool idea, and I just wanted to share it with you guys, and encourage you guys to go and just have a look for yourselves. So on Kickstarter, if you search for a Planet at the End of Time, Ryan's going to do a thing now. I'm going to see if I can do this on set. So can you guys see this?
Yes.
So the idea is, right, it's like a Battle Beasts type of thing, as you can see here, with like loads of different characters. They don't actually do that. This isn't like Small Soldiers, but they're Battle Beasts where you can move the limbs, you can swap them over. They're all original designs. You come up with like this whole story. There's also like a gaming element to it. So not only do you sort of have like the toys themselves, which are these 5 characters here, but there's like a whole story about it. There's like I said, there's like a D&D thing where there's like maps, story quests, and things you can do. So there's like loads of like different elements to it, and all of this has just been completely from his own brain. But it's genuinely really cool. And like you see here, you can like do all the different combos and things. And then with the stretch goals, which I would love for this to get to this stage where we get these versions, because I really want, especially the sort of Skull Pirate which is Dead Pete, which is like the Skull astronaut. But it's a really cool story, and I really sort of encourage you guys to go and like have a look at it. It's got about 20 days left, but it's just I know it's, there's an element of like, oh, it's my mate, but like genuinely, I think it's just a really cool idea. It's a really engaging story, and I know some of what he plans if it does succeed, like what the plans are going forward, and they're insane. Like, it's a nut story, and I just think people should really go and have a look at it. So it's Planet at the End of Time on Kickstarter. About 20 days left, but yeah, please do go check it out.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Let's have a look now.
I think Battle Beast is a really cool scale, and I don't know why we don't have more figure lines in that scale.
No.
I think I like the idea as well, like the swapping arms, because with Battle Beast, I always wanted to do things like that, or even like swap the heads, because obviously they all had different animals and Battle Beast, didn't they? And they were even in like the Transformers Japanese cartoon, in the Headmaster series. They actually like went to a planet where all the Battle Beasts were. It's a very weird crossover, but I always really liked them designs, and obviously you can still get a lot of the original ones. But yeah, exactly. I genuinely think it's a really good idea. He just also happens to be my mate, but still, someone promoting these, great. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you've seen them out and about. So. Love to see a Kickstarter with articulated Funko Pops. Oh, that'd be an interesting concept.
Whereas, I'm sorry, I was busy looking at that.
It's gripping, isn't it?
Yeah, that is very cool. That is very cool. Yeah, I'm working on something, but I'm not going to talk about it now. So I'll save it for a later date. Yeah,
tune in for another show whenever that will be.
Yeah, because we just randomly do it whenever we want. But yeah, I think we will do one. Maybe we'll do one on what I was telling you about before. Yeah,
agree.
That looks really cool. I
know, right? It's exciting. I think it's like the idea of someone making their own story up and making it all up. So like, it's not just like a continuation of an existing line. It's like something completely original and new, which I think is really refreshing.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, like that element of it, I can I can get behind, because that's kind of like, I spoke to a couple of people, because I've been a bit quiet on socials these last couple of weeks, just because I've been working on some stuff. But it was kind of getting to a stage where I was just putting a lot of time into that. But let me just say, like, the world building and the story creation of something, I can completely get behind, like, and that's what I really like. Like, there are a lot of Kickstarters, there are a lot of things out there that will be a product or that will be a continuation, but for somebody to create something that is kind of from the idea that they have and building it out, I can completely I can completely kind of get behind and appreciate the kind of creativity behind that. So Bethany Bev said, now I want to know. We'll do a Geek Meet show and talk about it properly at some point. But yeah. Good having you as well, Alex. We do appreciate it. Obviously, yeah, had you we've been chatting and stuff online. Tell you what, I'm gonna give you a little shout out as well while we're here. Alex, the Collector's Den. The Collector's Den _1999 is Alex's Instagram. Go and give him a follow. He's got a lot of cool stuff going on.
I follow on Instagram. Don't follow him in real life. That's known as stalking, and I know that.
No. I'm going to put this in here because I like Alex. He's a good lad. And he met James Gunn, which is pretty cool.
Damn, Alex. You met the founder of the Gunniverse.
Did you not see his post? And I'm busy writing. I think I've got this right. Correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, but I think I've got this right. There we go. I've just put it in the chat. That's Alex's Instagram. Go and give him a follow. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. This is not something that you want to be saying out loud, Alex. I've just been promoting you. This is not. I'm not promoting people to stalk Alex. But yeah, yeah. Here you go. Oh, Beth, 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Beth,
Rudeness.
We need to talk.
Oh, I see a familiar name in the chat though.
Mr. Sorrel.
Thanks, dude.
Hope you called the beginning, Ash. But yeah, it's good to see you, mate. Good to see you. But yeah, we're all good. So yeah, so just for anyone that's kind of watching now that weren't watching at the beginning, this is very much, we are doing a spontaneous thing. We're not committing to a time slot. We're not committing to a schedule. We are literally just, if something happens, we will do a Geek Meet. If there's something we want to talk about, we will do a Geek Meet. If we've gone on a random shopping trip and then we go, sod it, should we go live for 20 minutes? We'll do a Geek Meet on location. As we said at the beginning, we've done all sorts of stuff from all things geek to Geek Week to now Geek Meet. So it's like the progression. This is like the third go around the sun, should we say?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because we would talk, like I said earlier, like we've been talking about doing stuff like for ages, because obviously we meet up in real life quite a lot and talk about like absolute like random rubbish anyway, and we're like, we might as well put the random rubbish on the internet. But obviously, like, I am all over the place with my schedule. Like I said, we were actually even meant to do this first one on Thursday, and then I read my calendar wrong and then messaged Jake and was like, so yeah, I can't do Thursday, but I am free Sunday. So that's why this one's on tonight. And then who knows when the next one will be? It might be middle of the week. It might be not the middle of the week. Both are viable options.
Yeah. I think the beauty of it as well is that we might be doing one now and then some massive news will drop tonight and then we'll be like, right, let's jump on tomorrow and we'll do something quickly. What we'll probably do is just post something on our Instagram with a link saying that we're going live that evening, just so that you know when the next show is going to be. But yeah, we just want to kind of take it as a thanks, Jenko. That's really appreciate that, mate. Really appreciate that.
How are you, Jenko?
Refreshing. It's cool to see you guys can meet. South London scares me. Luckily, we're not in South London, so
no, we're in a place called Chelmsford where not much really happens.
We had a bridge built the other day.
Yeah, we did have a bridge built the other day.
We had a new bridge, and we've got.
And
a new
we got
train,
over it.
We got over it. We got a new train station in the in my neck of the woods.
I know, not in mine. I'm
So-
excited for SDCC announcement this week. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. To be honest, you hear a lot of rumor lists about like, oh, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, it's going to be that, but like, I feel like it's always overhyped versus what gets revealed, and then they're like, oh, we're saving stuff for da 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 da, and we're going to save this for like, FootCon, and then we're saving this for Flamingo Fest, and they space it out to so many things now that when you get to like San Diego Comic Con or like MCM, they don't always seem to have as much to reveal, or also that half the stuff is leaked already. That's always a disappointing thing as well.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, like convention exclusives and that, it's not what it used to be. It isn't what it used to be. That like back in the day,
she ain't what she used to be.
but it isn't. But back in the day, like San Diego Comic Con exclusives were exclusive, and for us over here to kind of get our hands on them was a real chase. It was a real kind of like, wow, this was the exclusive to the convention, and at the end of the day, that's what it was. It was a San Diego Comic Con exclusive, not a San Diego Comic Con exclusive reveal, which is now kind of what it is, and that but yeah. Alex says, "Oh, too many streams in the year. It's always underwhelming. Games are the same slate." Yeah, so it's everyone's going to try to cover it. For me, I much prefer that things that are just coming out, like that they're just dropping. It's things like Power Rangers as well, like Power Rangers, the Reignition line, the new one.
Line so much.
It's an incredible line. And myself and Ash saw it at Toy Fair when we went up in January. It's technically not had its like launch yet, but yeah, it's showing up in stores and people are buying it and doing reviews on it already and everything. Yeah, so I'm not as hyped about the SDCC reveals as I am just hyped about stuff just coming out.
I just want to know what the next Star Wars HasLab is going to be, because apparently there is one already going to be announced. My money's on a Sandcrawler.
Oh, you reckon? That's a relatively easy one to do, though, isn't it? It's just a big empty bit of plastic on wheels.
Nah, because you got to detail it the hell up, and you got to add like 50 droids in it, and you got to have like, because I think Ash has got the one from Disneyland where you press buttons and it's like, oh, genie, which is really cool. But that one really is like a big open empty space. Whereas I feel like if they did a HasLab version, it would be really detailed, and I would also think it would come with the stuff to make it the one from Mandalorian as well. So like you could swap the parts over, and do like a mix and match type thing. So I kind of feel like there's a lot to do with it. But also the big focus has been on like the return to Tatooine at the moment. So they had obviously the Cantina HasLab, which was awesome. And then we've had all the stuff like the land speeder. Everything's been sort of themed around that, which I do like when things are thematic, if I'm being honest. So I've got a feeling it's either going to be that or it's going to be something that ties into what the next theme will be. So like after Return to Tatooine, what's the next thing going to be? And it's going to be HasLab to show that, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. But I am excited about the Ecto Glow Ghostbusters and the Ecto Glow Ecto 1. I want those.
Yeah.
Very
See,
much.
now that's something that I am excited for, because I know obviously San Diego Comic Con is tied into that, but they obviously announced those on the Ghostbusters Day at Hook and Ladder. And there was talk about them for a while and stuff like that, but they look really cool. Like they look really like in line with the Kenner re-releases and stuff. Like there are snaps back into our childhood, which we've got a lot of at the moment. Like a lot of the toy lines at the moment are doing revamps or re-releases or reworks of toys from when we were kids.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really excited because they didn't do a Ecto Glow Ecto 1. They did the figures, which are really rare and hard to get hold of, but they didn't do the Ecto 1 itself. So I just want that because I'm a sucker for anything that glows in the dark. Because I've got one of my favorite things here, which is my Globy One Kenobi, and I've also got a Globo Cop. I've got if it glows, if there's a glow in the dark version or something, I'm sold. Which is probably quite dangerous. Also, if it's shiny, lights up, or I might have a problem. But still. It's really awesome, and I like those things. That's a good question. So interestingly, I don't. However, the way that I do this is so, which Jake knows Dave. So my friend Dave, which is Dave of the Dead, on YouTube. I really recommend checking him out. David the Dead. He collects all the vintage collection stuff, and I collect basically the actual vintage and third party sort of stuff.
You were saying that though, throwing shade in there. He collects the vintage stuff. I collect the actual vintage.
No, I
no, we love you, Dave. It's only winding you up.
He's coming between us, Dave. Don't listen to him. Me and Dave do another show called 375 Alive,
which is a wicked show, well worth watching.
Oh, you. But but he gets all the HasLabs. The only one I might have the Cantina one because Dave ordered 2, so I might be buying his one off. Because I'm like, I could fill it with vintage figures. Because the problem is I don't have enough space, and he doesn't have enough money because I get a lot of the third party vintage style stuff as well. So like the stuff by Stan Solo, the Next 17, Pro Customs, Trash Compactor, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I really stick to one style because if I did got everything, I don't have the space for it. But so we have an agreement. So I get to play with all of his HasLab stuff because he's got the Ghost and the Razor Crest. Like I said, the Cantina's on its way. The one thing we didn't get was the sail barge. We both wanted a sail barge, but that's a really sore subject.
You didn't get one.
No, because they barely did it in the UK. They did like a 13-minute window where they were like, we're going to put 4 on eBay, and then they sold instantly. And Steve Evans knows because Steve gets really annoyed at me and Dave because whenever we have an opportunity to bring it up, like I'll message Steve every now and again when it comes up about that sail barge, and I'll be like, I'll WhatsApp him and be like, Steve, you got my sail barge yet? And he's like, no, stop asking me.
Did I?
I'm an American, damn it.
I don't think I sent you this video. Keep talking.
Is it you with the sail barge? Because I'm going to get very upset about that.
It's the one I bought.
I did not know about this. This is awesome. Yeah, we need to talk about this. We'll do a live. We're due another horror one anyway, so because I'm just around everywhere. But yeah, I didn't know there's going to be a new movie. That'd be awesome. I knew they were doing a series. I didn't know they were doing a film. That'd be interesting. I wonder if the series and the film will tie in potentially. I got that as well. Yeah, awesome set. What? I can see. Is that the sail barge?
Yep.
Where's that?
At MCM. It was on. Can't remember whose stall it was.
Oh, if someone was selling one, then it's immediately out of the price range because they're selling for like over $1,000 off the time.
Yeah.
So and there's
it's
no
the
way.
first one I've seen like at a convention though, just on the shelf, like for someone to buy.
They had one at Star Wars Celebration, I think it was. They actually had one on a display cabinet, like the real one, and I was just like, it just felt cruel.
Alex has said, I've got to get some HasLab friends so I can go around and play with their stuff. And Shelley, without missing a beat, has gone, Bethany's open for people playing with her cat's lair. I love the fact that this joke continued. It's just continued.
It's never going away.
Bethany has not said no. She's
That's true.
Just laugh it off. Laugh it off. Almost as funny as wine with hair and me with a black beard.
You said a new un-13 verse.
13 verse. That sounds like some kind of like underage like.
No, do you know what that sounds like? It sounds like Star Wabs.
Yeah, Star Wabs. Mate, there is potential. Look for Ryan's Kickstarter launching next week. Star Wabs, the return of the Jedi.
No, we're going to start with the Wanton Lennis. Once we've done the Wanton Lennis, then we're going to go to retrack of the bones, and then just take it from there. Really, see what sticks.
Retrack of the bones. Sounds like a chiropractor would do. He's going to retract the bones.
That's what it is. It was like, he's like, oh, hello there, and then he gets his back all sorted, and then like General Grievous is just a 4-arm chiropractor, like just helping 4 patients at once. It's awesome. You're gonna love it. General Kenobi, your posture is awful.
He would make a good chiropractor. I'm not gonna lie. Really good.
But you won't like my prices.
But...
Oh dear, oh dear. The chat's just going off now about cat's lairs and stuff. It's not going away. It's not going away. But no, speaking of HasLabs though, before we do kind of like get to the end, like nearer the end of the show, Marvel Legends hasn't announced one, and they haven't had one now for a while. So I'm curious.
Maybe for a while.
It's what?
I think they're done with it for a while, maybe.
I just think
This
it's a
is
format
one
that
fairly
needs to be. It's a format that needs to stop. Like, I know it won't because it's a money maker. It's a huge money maker, but
I don't
from a
necessarily
fan
think it needs to
perspective,
stop. But I think you need to maybe do something smaller scale. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with like the idea of it personally. I know there's a few channels that don't like it, like that talk about like the whole thing. But like, I do think, you know, the format works. I just think they've got to stop with like, this is the price point and this is what we're going to do to try and make it worth it. Why don't you just do different price points for different types of HasLabs? Go for something obscure, but just go like, this is like, I know you guys keep asking for this character. It's really obscure. It's only at the normal scale. But like, if we do this, we're going to do this in a wave of 4 figures as a HasLab. If it funds, you guys will get those figures, but we can't afford to do it on like a big commercial release. We'll do it as a, you know, because this won't sell, but it will sell to the people. You know, like change the format up a bit, maybe, or something. You know, do something different. Star Wars works still because people. I mean, the big concern that people are going to have is running out of space. Because if you do as many big HasLabs, big issue people have got now is the Ghost, for example, has been selling quite a lot on secondhand markets because of the size of it. And there are different ways to display it where you can take like half of it off and stuff. But when you've got like the big Millennium Falcon, which is before the HasLab, then when the HasLab started, and then you've got the sail barge, which is like about 4 feet long. The Episode 1 Queen ship back in the 90s was 3 feet long. Then you've got the Ghost, the Razor Crest, then the HasLab Cantina, which is insanely huge, which is going to be awesome. But then obviously there's going to be another one, like another HasLab. So that's like almost an entire room's worth of space just in those items.
Oh, I know.
And if you've got figures and helmets, for example, like yourself, you know, if you've got like, you still want to have a few helmets out and have figures. Like I've had to I don't really have many vehicles out. I've got like a few mini rigs, but that's about it. So
I really like the helmets, but I'm this close to now getting rid because I'm like, they just take up too much space. And I don't know, I might do some kind of ceiling display or high.
I got rid of most of my helmets, but I kept the Power Ranger ones, but I'm umming and ahhing those because I know I'm never going to get the Black Ranger and Yellow Ranger now because obviously the license has moved over and they're doing more like
Hasbro still own it, so they still technically could drop one. So they're just subletting it to, or if that's the right word, to
it annoys me that we got Lord Draken's helmet and Lord Zed's helmet before we got the Yellow Ranger and a Black Ranger and a Green Ranger. Like, you know, there is a Green Ranger helmet from another series before that, I think that Bandai did, which would fit fairly well in with it. But, you know, the new range, like the new reignition stuff is like much more kid friendly. So obviously aesthetically it's not going to fit in. So that really annoys me. So I might move those on and just keep the White Ranger helmet, just because that one's a particularly special one.
The one that when we went out for dinner that time and I said, if there's one helmet you part with, I'll have the white one. And you're like, I think the one helmet I'm going to hold on to will be the White Ranger helmet. I'm like,
it's Tommy, man.
Yeah. I think that Alex says there, and he said like half my helmets are in the loft, can't bring myself to sell them. I think that's the thing for me, the helmets. It's a real nostalgic thing. As a kid, I would love to have had these. And obviously as kids, the best we got were like the plastic, like elastic around the back, like which still sell really well. But as a kid, I would have absolutely loved to have had like the Green Goblin helmet or the Black Panther helmet or something. And
Iron Man, like with the.
Oh yeah. But there are some really good third-party places out there as well that do helmets. So, you know, they're always kind of going to be available. Always kind of going to be available. So, but yeah, cool. I think that's a good place to end it this week, don't you?
Yeah, on the depressing realization we're never going to get all the helmets we want, and we may have to sell half our collection. So that is always end on our way. So,
is there anything else you want to do? Is there anything else?
Happiness.
Star Webs. That's the whole universe that needs to be happening. So yeah, so we're not going to say, we'll see you next week or tune in next week or anything like that. What we'd say is obviously just
whenever we damn want. What?
Whenever we feel like it. Yeah. Obviously, if you don't already,
Whatever,
just
I do
make
what I
sure.
want.
What?
So whatever, I do what I want. Sorry, it's a South Park reference.
I know exactly what reference that was. But yeah, all I would say is to make sure that you subscribe to the channels if you don't already, because once the lives go out, that's when you'll get a notification. We will put it out on other channels and stuff as well. But we do appreciate everyone who's tuned in throughout the show and kind of commented along. Obviously, it's just a new format, and me and Ryan are playing around with, but I think it works. In a nutshell, this is just me and Ryan on a weekly basis. These are our conversations. These are the kind of things we talk about. So we thought, let's just carry it on. Let's just do it in front of a camera, and it works. So there we go. It's a little bit more Winnie the Pooh.
That's purely for camera.
Yeah.
We don't have a sign off, do we? Actually, we should think of a sign off.
Oh yeah, we haven't actually got a sign off.
Wubba lubba dub dub. No.
You know what? This is so kind of fresh. We haven't even got a sign off video. There isn't even an outro video.
I'll tell you what. I will steal something from a film then, if I may.
Go on. I'm just going to play the intro again as the outro.
Well, thank you for watching, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
We'll see you when we see you, whenever we want. But thanks. We do appreciate you tuning in. What?
Mine wasn't good enough. I did Truman Show, but whatever.
You want to do that as the official last word?
Well, just for the moment, until we come up with something else. You know what?
Okay, that works.
Run the damn intro.
Hang on. No, rewind. Pretend we didn't say anything. Hang on, look. Wait.
Hey, Jake,
go on in.
I've got a great idea of the way to end the show temporarily today.
Have you?
Yeah, you know that film, The Truman Show?
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, well, all I'm going to say is thanks for watching, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
No plans, no script, no calendar ping. Just two geeky minds talking everything. Figs, show spoilers and scenes. From Jedi to Joes to mutant teens. They're live when they lie, that's part of the charm. So grab your snacks and sound the alarm. If you're into toys or comic book feast, then drop on by for a little Geek Meet. Geek Meet, it's wild, it's weird. Talking plastic heroes and collections we've cleared. Geek Meet, so random, so fun. Join the stream, the show's just begun. Ryan and Jacob, you're in for a treat. Geek Meet, it's wild, it's weird. Talking plastic heroes and collections we've cleared. Geek Meet, so random, so fun. Join the stream, the show's just begun. Ryan and Jacob, you're in for a treat.